A natural number is a counting number such as 1, 2, 3, and so on. A whole number is a number in 0, 1, 2, 3. An integer is a whole number, it's negative, or 0. A negative number is a number less than 0. The absolute value of a number is its distance from 0 on the number line. Opposite numbers are two numbers that have the same absolute value but different signs. An inequality is a statement that compares two values using less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. A variable is a symbol, such as x, that stands for a number. An expression is a combination of numbers, variables, and operations. An equation is a statement that two expressions are equal. A solution of an equation is a value that makes the equation true. A constant is a fixed value that does not change. A coefficient is the number that multiplies a variable in a term. A term is a part of an expression separated by plus or minus signs. Like terms are terms that have the same variable part. The distributive property says that a, b plus c, equals ab plus ac. The commutative property says that changing the order does not change the sum or product. The associative property says that changing the grouping does not change the sum or product. The order of operations is the rule for doing calculations in the correct sequence. An exponent tells how many times the base is multiplied by itself. The base is the number that is being raised to a power. A square root of a number is a value that, when squared, gives the original number. A cube of a number is the number multiplied by itself 3 times. Scientific notation writes a number as a value times a power of 10. A proportion can be used to solve for an unknown value in equivalent ratios. The least common multiple, LCM, is the smallest positive multiple shared by two or more numbers. Prime factorization is writing a whole number as a product of prime numbers. A function is a rule that assigns exactly one output to each input. The domain of a function is the set of allowed input values. The range of a function is the set of possible output values. A linear function is a function whose graph is a straight line. The slope of a line describes how much y changes when x increases by 1. The y-intercept is the y-value where a line crosses the y-axis. The coordinate plane is a grid formed by a horizontal x-axis and a vertical y-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal number line on the coordinate plane. The y-axis is the vertical number line on the coordinate plane. A quadratic function is a function whose graph is a U-shaped curve called a parabola. A parabola is the U-shaped graph of a quadratic function. An angle is formed by two rays that share the same endpoint. A right angle is an angle measuring 90 degrees. An acute angle is an angle less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is an angle greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. Complementary angles are two angles whose measures add to 90 degrees. Supplementary angles are two angles whose measures add to 180 degrees. Parallel lines are lines in a plane that never meet and stay the same distance apart. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect to form right angles. A transversal is a line that intersects two or more lines. Corresponding angles are angles in matching positions when a transversal crosses two lines. Alternate interior angles are angles inside two lines on opposite sides of a transversal. The Pythagorean theorem says that in a right triangle, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A chord is a line segment with both endpoints on a circle. An arc is a part of the circumference of a circle. A sector is a region of a circle bounded by two radii and an arc. A prism is a solid with two parallel, congruent bases and rectangular side faces. A cylinder is a solid with two parallel, congruent circular bases. A sphere is a solid in which all points on the surface are the same distance from the center. Volume is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional object. Surface area is the total area of all the outer faces of a three-dimensional object. The range of a data set is the difference between the largest and smallest values. A frequency is the number of times a value occurs in a data set.